Alright, this video is key. It's going to be very disturbing. First of all, know that the military historically does the most rapes in a given period of time. Like when the Russians raped the Germans in World War II when they invaded Germany. Okay, millions and millions of rapes. The rape culture is pushed by cults, military people, fraternity people, and the governing class, because it has to do with who naturally would date who and who wouldn't and why. And they call it rites of passage, and they rape women. They say, well, boys will be boys, and so on and so forth. So let's get to this, shall we? First of all, the labyrinth is key. Daedalus built the labyrinth in Greek mythology. King Minos, Theseus, Ariadne helps him escape the labyrinth. All that stuff is confusing, unnecessarily so. But it does show us proof that this is what's going on in a way that someone who is logically minded, such as myself, enough to be the top martial artist, will figure it out and know that it's true. So the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie, okay? Bowie, backwards or scrambled, if you will, is Ebo. Bowie, Ebo, okay? Kuro Obi in Japanese means black belt. David Bowie, blonde hair, tall guy, kind of like the Nordic model. But this has a lot to do with white people in general, not just Germans, but Jews and Anglo-Saxons and so on and so forth. Okay. David Bowie. Ebo. David, the root in the offspring of David, who's worthy to open the scroll, the Lion of Judah, who is said to be the root of David. So, you with me for now? You understand what I'm saying? Now, where was Jesus crucified? Rome. Rome. Cain and Abel. Cain is supposed to roam the world. They roamed around and colonized people. Rode and roam, if you will. Rome scrambled is more. They always want more. It's that greed, that lust and greed. The orgies. They were like the main rapists during their heyday. They spread around, raped and organized raped, and tried to sell themselves as good. That's why the Bible is by Bel. Ball is a lab scrambled. Now, a lot of you will say, hey, you know what? No, that couldn't be. I grew up with the Bible. I grew up with the Bible. Who gave you the Bible? Jesus? The 12 disciples, they were killed. By who? By people like the Romans. The Romans and their allies killed Christ and the 12 disciples. The Jews went around also agitating to get them killed. Read Acts. They want to make it seem like the Romans were helping them, but that's not quite the case. The Romans persecuted the early Christians to the extreme, and they made them suffer a lot according to their own history and story. All right, so let's go on to the Romeo, Rome. Romeo, romance. Row your boat, right? The tunnel of love, right? This some kind of theme park. You row a boat through some kind of tunnel, and it's romantic, right? Bullshit. Lupercalia, the wolf. Valentine's Day is Lupercalia. A wolf celebration. There's all kinds of detestable rape cults and murderous activities that took place. And if people weren't that important, they do some mock ritual. If they're more important, they do a murderous ritual. That's generally the rule of thumb in these types of things. And there's masquerades, right? Werewolf, who wore the wolf as a mask, the Roman people. The wolf was the symbol of the Rome and Roman people, just like the eagle, because Romulus and Remus, where we get the word Rome, Romulus, okay, were raised by wolves. In fact, Romulus was said to kill Remus. Cain and Abel. Parallels there, if for nothing else. Who were the Romans? They eventually became all the Europeans who became colonists. Now, before they did, it was Baal, the deity of merchants and trade. Baal Haman, Amun, Amen from Egypt. Jupiter Amen is a form of Zeus, the Roman equivalent, as well as Jupiter Baal. Amen, Baal, El, who's Baal's father, has El Hadad, which is a form of Baal, and El Dagon, which is a form of Dagon, the Philistines' deities, David versus Goliath. So who's against who? The people who colonized the world in the spirit of Baal, shooting a cannonball, talking about canon law, and there's all kinds of connections. It goes on and on, talking about it's hidden in plain view with all kinds of wearing a wig is the color of the moon. Yah is a moon deity. Why do they use this word for God? Yah is a moon deity. It's the female. In fact, kosher is kor she and her cause, K-O-S, her cause, scrambled. Okay? Talmud, Talmud, tall dumb. They want to dumb people like me down, and it goes back to martial arts and the pharaohs. There was the tall, straight-looking pharaohs. Then there was the moon temple-like pharaohs. It has to do with Amen and his son Khonsu and Thoth and La, who is Yah, the moon deities. Okay, Osiris, the lord of the black, the nighttime. Okay, and how they try to superimpose the moon on the sun. Okay, when people say it's sun worship, it's simplified. It's actually superimposing the moon on the sun. The sun is simply a symbol of God, a symbol of masculinity. The sun is not God. It's a symbol of God. It's a messenger from God. It gives us light so we can understand what's going on. So is the Pharaoh who's said to be the son of God, the top martial arts. But there's all kinds of fake pharaohs, and they confuse that too. Even in the Bible, there's good pharaohs. One of them elevated Joseph. One of them refused to have sex with Abram's wife, Sarah. Okay, and said, why did you lie to me and say that she was your sister or something? And they leave. Okay, so there's good pharaohs, there's evil pharaohs, and it has to do with what they believe. Do they believe in the principles of good, Horus's true form, or set the principles of evil and the Khan Hor, the Min Hor, etc. So that leads us to Romeo Must Die. Even in this picture, even in right now, I somewhat resemble Little Romeo, okay, Master P's son. And he had two brothers. I had two brothers, for whatever reason. And he became famous after I was born. This is key. So you say, how is that possible? Because they were selected. And Master P, your pee-pee, your penis, it is what it is. Okay, these people are immature, apron-wearing sissies, and there's millions of them, and there's billions of people in their network. It's basically the rest of the world. One way to look at this is the movie I Am Legend. So we look at Romeo Must Die, I Am Legend, Labyrinth, the movie. It's a labyrinth, okay? These people like hidden in plain view. Occult means hidden. Amen means the hidden one. They say amen after prayer, okay? Of course, they have me talking like this. They change my voice in real life with fumes and poisons and some kind of remote control stuff. And they also change my voice and my look in the video. They do a little here, a little there. They like a little bit at a time. They took over the world and they bred in sex cults a little bit at a time. Look at Baal Haman statues. Look at El and Baal's statues and look at the ones and who they look like. There's some people who call themselves Jews, whoever they may be, who are really from the synagogue of Baal, Zeus, and these people are Satan. Satan says that he is the master of the world. El said he was the king of the gods in the Mesopotamian pantheon, and Zeus said he's the king of the gods, Jupiter, Amen, and all these other deities. There's all kinds of forms of Satan, all kinds of pagan trash. All right, so you see the movie Shaka Zulu. It was the British and the military. They didn't want to give him his people their inheritance. Okay, they go around the world cheating everyone out of what they believe is their inheritance, but there's one God, Alpha One. There's one Pharaoh who's supposed to distribute things fairly. I might, if I was in charge, I might very well have given people their regions and control within the boundaries of moral precision, pinpointed universal moral precision, but that's neither here nor there. In a sense it is. So they could accuse Shaka of being an African Mephistopheles, so they demonized him. Okay, just like they demonized the Native Americans, why they're raping and killing everybody. You see a pattern here. So of course in Hollywood we have Crowley, and Brandon Lee as the Crow. Okay, and of course the Asians, Eurasians, Caucasians, you can kind of see all the connections there. Opium War in China, Dionysus invading India, Dionysus, theater, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, Dionysus and Bacchus and Pan connection to Bacchanalia. They went around raping and beating and killing. Anything goes in the Bacchanalia as the story goes. Okay, just like the festival of Saturnalia. Saturn is Zeus or Jupiter's father. He betrayed him and castrated him. Castrate, cast out. Whose caste is which? Controlling reproduction. The Sith is seen as a form of castrating. You reap what you sow, and the devil is forming the world over time. Okay, the parable of the tenants is best understood as the vineyard being humanity, like the Garden of Eden. And that's a story for another day, but basically Jesus said, finish what your ancestors started. And when he says, I will not come back to you, he speaks in a lot of occult gibberish and nonsense. But what he's basically saying is, I'm not going to come back to those of you who are true to God, unless, until the resurrection, until you're all dead and you're saying, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, and on your way out, and so on and so forth. All right. Thus all the Christian martyrs and so on and so forth. So the rapists in war, heroic OIC. Okay, they're on some bitch shit, on some Moon Temple garbage, apron wearing, wig wearing, bitch shit. So people are bred to be evil and to not do the right thing. Okay, so you say, why doesn't anyone do anything? Because they come from a long line of colonial rapists. They've been rapists in Sumer. They were rapists in Mesopotamia. When they invaded Egypt, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the British, all these people, they were rape. All the way into Rome and Greece, then Crete, Greece, and Rome. Rape. They expand, rape. Become colonists, rape. So all these years later, there's organized rape going on, and they scapegoat those savages are the rapists while they're raping everyone. Rape by deception, coercion-based rape, trickery-based rape, forcible rape, cult-induced rape, drug and substance abuse, related sexual coercion, sexual bribery, addiction-based rape, just rape fucking trash everywhere. Look at the porn industry, just filth everywhere.